Hey there, makers, gather round. It's time to spread that crafty sound. Paper, ink, stamps, and snips. We're rolling up our sleeves. Come get your tips. From fresh ideas to color so bold. New techniques and stories told. Every card a little piece of art. Let's dive in, let's make a start. New in the studio, Lisa's here. Spark your style, bring some cheer. Stamp it, snip it, let it flow. Watch your creativity grow.
Hi friends, welcome to New in the Studio. My name is Lisa Schmidt and I'm a Stampin' Up! Dumpster. I'm like, what is going on here? I went to the gym and I took a shower, but anyway, welcome to New in the Studio. How was your Monday? It's Monday. And for us, we have 5 more days and then it is spring break. 4 more days. Day 1 is over right now. So 4 more days until spring break. I'm excited about that. And look at this cute shirt. Dave gave me this for my birthday and it's just so pretty. I love it. All right, I am going to today use a stamp set or suite called Paradise Garden. So let me go ahead and show you that. Paradise Garden is an, I want to say it's an online exclusive, but I could be wrong.
Available now or not?
Available now.
Great.
Yep, can you come on down?
Sure.
All right, so Paradise Garden, all of a sudden I know, I was like, wait, it's in the new online exclusives that came out in March. So Paradise Garden. I was taken by the dies because this is a 3D embossing folder. And so, silly me, I bought the dies without the stamps. And then I realized, oh, I want the stamps too. So I'm not using this one today. Of course, you could use this as a 3D embossing folder, or you could use it as, this as a die, or you could use it as both together, hybrid. Yep. So that is one piece that's very fun. The other thing, let me start with the stamps, which is where I should have started when I ordered them. Anyway, I really like this big, bold thank you. I'm going to use that one tonight. And then wishing you a lovely day. You make the world a better place. You're appreciated. And then these flowers that just fit together so nicely with the Designer Series paper, obviously with each other. And then there's even a little background there. So, and the stamps have all the flowers. There's some bonus dies for the words, these 3. And of course, then that 3D embossing folder. So, the Designer Series paper, hi Tina, that you may have seen here with me before, is this Designer Series paper. So one side has this really pretty kind of watercolory look, and the other side has the flowers. Let me just pull it out. That just makes it so much easier. All right, so one side has the flowers. And then the other side has a really pretty watercolory paper in the same color scheme. So Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss and Shaded Spruce and Blueberry and Shaded Spruce. So
Hi,
pretty.
Sandy.
And then this one is Darling Duckling and Timid Tiger. Ooh, that's so pretty. So those are, I think I got all the papers there, but they're really, really pretty. And I think they by themselves could make a very beautiful card. So let's just put those aside. All right, so we are going to start tonight with Blueberry Bushel. So it's our standard 4 1/4 by 11, kind of doing it up and down style this time instead of vertical style, I guess is what you call that, instead of horizontal.
Instead of portrait.
Portrait.
You're doing a portrait.
Yeah. So this, I am going to use a piece of the Designer Series paper, just cut a little bit smaller than 4 1/4. I mean 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just a little bit smaller than our standard. I kind of wanted that to pop out a little bit with the white there. So let's go ahead and stick those together. And then we will stamp some flowers to put on it.
And the paper is called Garden Poetry, which goes along with the suite name, which is Garden Poetry Suite Collection.
Thank you. Oh, right. And because the stamps are called Paradise Garden?
Yep.
Interesting. All of a sudden I was like, wait, am I inking the right side or gluing the right side? Yes, I am. Okay. So, and again, this is the reverse side of that paper. There's a little white dot there. So I'm going to put that at the bottom, because your eyes travel from the top to the bottom. So if you have a little something you don't want noticed as much, put it at the bottom. Okay, so I am using, I love, love, love the arched, everyday arches dies. I don't know if you have these or not, but I just think they make anything look cool. Anything that has the arch in it looks super cool. So I actually die cut the arch out of this middle size that's probably not here, right there. Oh, here it is. This size that fits right in there. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th from the biggest. And I also die cut out vellum because my flower is going to sit on top of this. And so I just wanted to soften up that look a little bit. So let's go ahead and adhere these on, and then we'll start stamping and putting on our flowers. Thank you, Dave, for putting all that in the chat. Hi, Sandy. That was very helpful. How was your Monday, friends? How was today? Today was a very just fine day for me. Thank you. I'm not going to pop this up. I'm just going to sit it flat, and then I'll pop up my flowers. And because there's some design on the back, you don't really notice the adhesive as much. And I am going to put flowers on it. So I am thinking if I put it on the two sides, you probably won't notice that there is adhesive on the vellum because it's vellum cardstock. Yeah, I guess you can see it, but we'll cover that up. So not worried. I am going to leave the top just the way it is, though. All right. The whole thing looks crooked to me. So I'm going to move that just a little bit if I can. Just pull it down a little bit. There we go. That's better. That looks straight. Okay, we are ready to stamp. So let me grab my mat. I'm going to set that aside. I am going to start by stamping the flowers. And I did die cut a bunch out first. Now, if they don't work, I'll have to die cut them, but I think they'll be fine. So I'm going to stamp these in Blueberry Bushel, which is just a nice bright blue. And this stem, if I really want it to be in the green, there's two options. And I'll show you on a different flower what my other option is. On this one, I'm going to do it this way and just not stamp those. And then, or not ink those, I should say, because then I'll ink them in the green, the garden green, just a little bit right there. I think I'll be okay. And it looks like I got a little green on that flower. So I'm just going to go back in here and add a little more blueberry bushel. I don't know if I've ever picked blueberries. All of that, I sure hope it...
That's how you did with your grandma growing up.
No, I did not. All right. Make sure I don't get my head in there, but let's see if I can kind of line that up. I think I can. I think I can. I'm going to commit. All right. So there is one. Excuse me. Look at how bold that is. It's really quite bold. And that worked out just fine down there. So that is one option. The other option you can do, I will show you on this one, because we're going to stamp a little flower also. So I'm going to stamp the little flower first in the blueberry, completely blueberry. Blueberry. But I really don't want the stem to be that color. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. And then grab a little bit of cleaner here, clean that off. And then I'm going to stamp the same thing in the green, in the garden green. So ink that up. You see where I'm going with this? Stamp that in the garden green. And then I will cut the blossom off and put it on here. Okay, so this one, we're just going to trim off this blossom like this. Actually, I'm going to go all the way up because I don't want that. That's the piece I don't want, right? The stem. There we go. And then I'm just going to stick this right on top of there. So nice. Now it has a green stem. So they both have green stems. The other thing I want to stamp are some leaves to put in the background. So I think I put my leaves on a block. Yes, I did. So we've got those so far. We've got some big leaves, like big meaning lots of leaves, not as in large, but lots of leaves here. This is curling up, which is making it a little bit hard for me to stamp. All right. There we go. Okay, so there's some greens. So pretty. I like it. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to do one more of those. just saves a little bit of time for you. So Dave's like, well, maybe they want to see you die cut. Well, maybe, but to me, I feel like that's not very exciting. All right, there's my second one. Great. And I'm going to stamp this little one, which I don't think I pulled out yet. So let's grab those stamps right here. No, I did not. There's lots of leaves, lots of options for leaves. So this one has 4. So it's this one right here. So let's use that. I'm going to stick it on the back of this. And move those words off because I haven't used those yet. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp this right. If I turn it right side up, there we go. I'm going to stamp this right there. Great. So now I've got all my pieces and I can go ahead and build something very pretty. So let's close up our inks so I don't get ink all over things and turn my stamps upside down on the, last thing we're going to stamp is, we might as well stamp it now, right? Is our sentiment. So let's go ahead and do that also. The sentiment I'm going to stamp is wishing you a lovely day. Wishing you a lovely day. We're going to stamp that in Berry Burst. So I think I'm better straight. I was turning it, but I think I better stay straight so I can get it straight. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our pieces all cut out. Let's go ahead and put them on our card. All right, so I'm going to pop these up. So let's get some. I'm going to use my strips, of course. I love the strips. You know that. You know I love the strips. Because once I stick it on, I'm done. I don't have to stick little bits. So there's that. There. Put a little bit here. All right. So this one is going to sit. Oh, I have one more thing before I put that on. Ooh, almost missed it. The ribbon. Almost missed it. You know how that goes. Excuse me. Sometimes I do miss it. All right, so I'm going to stick the ribbon under here so it shows up on the edges. There we go. And then some of the flowers are going to cover it, I think. I think that'll be okay. We'll try it. I am not so good at putting them underneath, but I do see it that way. Sometimes I think it looks pretty. So we're going to stick a ribbon underneath like this. Glad I remembered that ribbon. Sometimes I forget.
For sure.
Right? We all know what that's like.
Our friends are being kind of quiet.
Right? I noticed that too. I'm just going to use adhesive here and stick my ribbon.
We got to celebrate Lisa's birthday this past weekend at the refuge.
Yep, that was very fun. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put this blue here down a little bit. And remember, we've got this fun one. So I'm going to tuck, I am going to tuck it behind, but first I'm going to adhere this one onto here because we have that nice green stem that we'd rather have than the blue stem. And grab a little bit more of my dimensional, and this one's going to tuck under the first one. So I'm put a little bit of adhesive right here, and we're going to tuck that under right in. Right in there. That's where I want it to go. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of like that. Sort of behind it, sort of in front of it, like that. All right. We also have some greens. It'd probably be good to start from the back, but you know, I don't usually do that. I usually like to tuck in, and then I end up peeling up and tucking in, but that's okay. Let's put some adhesive on here, and we will tuck some greens in, and we'll tuck a little one in over on this side, because I can't put them in if I don't know what they look like. You know, I have to see the other part first. But I love the window. Isn't that fun? I don't even know that I need this one. I think I don't need the big. I was going to put more down here, but I don't think I need any more. I will, however, adhere this little stem to the ground. And then we have our words right here, which can sit right over here. And we still can see the ribbon on both sides, or it could go up. What do you think, Dave? I kind of like it down.
Yep, I like it down.
I like it down too. All right, I am going to put adhesive on it, or adhesive. I'm going to put dimensional on it only because the ribbon, I would put it flat, but the ribbon is popping up, and that's going to make this pop up also. So that'll make it weird. So let's go ahead and pop that up a little bit. Now I'm going to put it down here. I like to be able to see that corner though, so I think I might go maybe right there. Straight. Got my ribbon. All right, pop it all down. Okay, the last thing we need, what do you think so far? Pretty?
Yep. And
I think so
like
too.
The card, lovely
card. You can eat. It's okay. I am going to use some of these really fun new gems, garden epoxy dots. Look at how fun they are. You see these with the flowers inside? I just think they are adorable. So, we can use those, or we can just use the pink ones because I did do the words in Berry Burst. So let's stick one like maybe right here. And let's grab another one of those. And then we put it over here. And then we'll grab one more. You know, we always do threes. I like threes. Threes are artistically. So I didn't use the one with the flowers because we already have a lot going on here. And I'm going to put this one right there. There. What do you think? It's pretty. Let's do the inside though. Let's add a flower on the inside because then it makes it more of a ooh-ah. Ooh-ah. Let's go ahead and do it the first way I showed you. And so that we're just going to get our, I think I want to do it this way so I can see. Blueberry. There we go. Get all our blueberries stamped. Nice. And then go ahead and stamp the garden green. A little bit of garden green. Again, I have to do it this way or I can't see. There we go. Just up to the edge right there. Ooh, this time I didn't go over. And let's stamp that right here. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. Like a little stem up there too from my other flower. It's pretty though. I like it. All right, let's move that out of the way and go ahead and adhere this. Just like this. Oh, so pretty. So when I send this to somebody, I will say, dear so-and-so, I'm going to go all the way over and cover that. Look how fun that is. What do you think? Oh, I think it's really pretty. Really pretty. And I think I don't have Wink Estella. I would have added that also.
If you put the sentiment up high, it would have totally ruined the flow of the card.
I think so too. One thing, part of the reason I got this on here or on the back side is because there's ink here, but I will show you an easy way what that Mary Jo showed me to take it off. You just use a Clorox wipe, which I just happen to have right here. And it's a way to clean your mat also. It's kind of getting juicy because it's the end, but ooh, really juicy. But you can use this just to clean off your mat. And you can see I've got the ink on there. I'm not going to do the other side because I'm going to need to use the other side. I just wanted to get that off. Yeah, it's juicy. Flip. Okay, so that is our first card using that. And I really like the other card. Also, I forgot one thing. I know that surprised you. 2 blending brushes. Please, sir, 2 blending brushes.
Big or small?
Small is fine, or if there aren't any small, big is fine. I like the blending brushes so much. Okay, the next thing we're going to use is let me get this dry. We're going to use soft seafoam. And this time I cut it at 5.5 by 8.5. So it's just a standard portrait style card. I'll grab my little. Like that. And what we're going to do is kind of a fun little thing. I don't know if you ready for this. It's really fun. So I'm going to make a background. This is the top of the biggest arch. Thank you. The largest arch. I die cut out just that top. Okay.
Nice.
That's all I want. And I'm going to make a little background here Looking to see. I don't seem to have my acrylic mat. That's okay. I don't
Your
need
silicone sheet?
Yeah, I don't need it. I'm good. I am going to make a little circle in the middle, kind of like an oval. And I am going to use on the top, I'm going to use Pool Party. I don't think I told you, I kind of have a stiff neck.
Oh.
Kind of woke up with it that way. All right, so I'm going to use our little blending brushes. And remember, with the blending brush, you always want to start off because otherwise you end up with that big, ugly smudge right here. Okay, I've got this straight. I can see by this line. And I'm just going to make like a half circle here. The middle is going to get covered. But I want this color here. I'm going to get a little bit more Pool Party. Okay, it's going to make it just a really soft, nice background. Okay, that's one side. The other side is going to be Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to use a different blending brush because I really don't want to muddy all the colors, but I'm going to turn that over. And I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to make sure this is straight. And I'm going to do this one in Garden Green. So let's set that on the side. We'll get a little bit on there. And then we're just going to do this. I thought it was kind of creative to use this as a little background. You're going to see it's so pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's going to look really nice. I don't want to dab any more ink, but I definitely want right on this edge here. I want to make sure it's a nice sharp edge. Like that. Pretty, so pretty. Okay, so it's going to go this way. It looks like an eye. It's not going to look like an eye when we're done. All right, I am actually going to go ahead and adhere that because everything else we're going to have is die cut and placed on top. So let's go ahead and put this one on. But I was thinking, wow, you could do that with lots of things. You could use the blending brush and make all sorts of backgrounds. Whatever you can imagine, I guess you can do, right?
For sure.
Okay, so we are going to put some leaves. And oh, for handy, I happen to have leaves. I was going to do them in Garden Green, though.
Looks a little like a lemon.
What's that?
Looks a little like a lemon.
Looks like a lemon. You're right, it does. I am actually going to stamp the leaves.
Or Desert Island.
The last one. Desert Island. That would be a really good name for a stamp set. Desert Island. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to clean off that other green I had, the Garden Green. And I'm going to stamp this in Granny Apple Green. Because I used Granny Apple on the card, so that would be a perfect color for this. There's that. And I have one more because I'm going to want one. Oh, that's right. I'm going to want one above and one below. And the bottom one I'm going to stamp in soft seafoam instead of in that green, in the Granny Apple, for just a little bit different variation because our background is soft seafoam, right? Soft seafoam. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Our leaves. Hopefully it comes out dark enough. If not, may have to stamp again. Oh, it's okay. I might go over it one more time just to make it a little bit darker. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. Just a little bit darker. Probably could have used the lemon lime twist and maybe that would have worked. It might have been too green. I'm not sure. Okay, so there's those two. Then we're going to stamp some flowers. Ooh la la. Again, I die cut them ahead of time. And I have a few more flowers. And the flowers we're going to stamp in. I'm going to move them off, so I'm only stamping one at a time. Sometimes I use a big block like this. You saw that on the other one too. Move the leaves out of the way. These are going to get stamped in Petal Pink and Pretty in Pink. Okay, look at how all those colors are just going to be so pretty together. So Petal Pink and Pretty in Pink. So let's start with Petal Pink. Pretty in Pink. Okay, I'm going to start with Pretty in Pink and I'm going to do a bigger one. I'll flip that over and get a little bit more. So this is the Pretty in Pink. So there's one. And then I want this same size in the Petal Pink. I just kind of cleaned it off a little bit. We'll go in the petal pink. I'm going to go up higher than I did on that one because I think it should have been a little higher. So it's probably a little higher based on where I'm sitting. There we go. That's better. And then I'm going to stamp these little ones. I'm going to stamp one petal pink and three of the one pretty in pink and three of the petal pink. You're like, it doesn't matter, just stamp them. I'm stamping them in pinks. So this one is going to be, this is pretty in pink. And clean that off a little bit. Move the pretty in pink out of the way. Now I'm going to stamp these three in petal pink. I noticed that this big thing is sticking out on that side. That's why I keep looking at that one little piece right there. So I can see, that's the piece I can see. Okay, there's one. There is two. And there is three. Okay. All right. Awesome. The last thing we're going to go ahead and stamp. 1, 2, 3. There. The last thing I'm going to stamp is the sentiment. And I am going to use the big thank you. And one thing that comes in this set is this really cool banner. So I'm going to stamp the thank you just in Memento Black on the banner. So let's ink that up. Get it nice and strong with our black. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp that thank you right across the middle. There we go. I really like the banner. I think it's very pretty. Okay, next we're ready to build. Kind of did that with both of them, not really intentionally, but it is easier just to stamp them all and then put them all together. And I just need to close our pretty in pink so I don't get it all smudged. I don't have ribbon on this. I will add some embellishments after though. Okay, so I am going to put these leaves like this. Put the granny apple on the top. I'm going to use my adhesive plus, just going to grab a piece of paper here because I don't want to get it all over. Where are those acrylic sheets? Oh, look at that. Used to be a calendar. All right, let's put this up here. My thank you is going to go in the middle, and that's going to be the last thing. So I want it coming out of my thank you like that. Put it this way, there, like that. And this one will go on the bottom. And see, what I had thought, which I think is accurate. If I had done this in Granny Apple, it wouldn't have shown, this one in Granny Apple, it wouldn't have shown up as well because that's Granny Apple. So we're going to cover that right in the middle like that. There we go. I think I can stamp this part on, and then we'll go ahead and add some flowers, or put this part on, and then we'll add the flowers. Of course, I'm going to use my dimensional strips because they're easy. I did have a good birthday weekend. Thanks, Joanne. Yeah, it was kind of fun being at the refuge with lots of people, lots of friends. We'll go right across the middle. Remember I told you this, like it's going to get covered up? So that middle part gets covered up so we don't see that it looks like an eye, right? All right, now I'm going to grab some of these little dimensionals and pop up some of our flowers. So let's put a pretty in pink right up here. Then we'll grab petal pink. Really, these colors, to say them, is kind of close. We'll put that right here. That looks pretty. Then I'm going to grab the big pink and put it down here. Do it this way. And I'll grab those two petal pink. So pretty, isn't it? It's very springy, I think. And I'm going to tuck this right under there because this one has that little smudge right there. So let's tuck that under and then we don't even see it, right? Always a way to hide things. Always a way to embellish things to make it more or prettier, whatever. There we go. So what do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? The last thing we need are some of our dots, or some of our new dots, isn't it? I just think it's really striking. So these are deer dots. Excuse me, deer dots.
Dear me.
Dear me, oh dear. So these are in Pool Party, which I used Everything is stuck together. Pool Party and the Petal Pink. So let's put some of these on. I'm going to put this one because it's hanging off over here. And we'll put a little one. I'm going to put another bigger one. That one, the adhesive came right off, I think.
That happens once in a while.
No, it's still on. All right, I'm going to put this one up here. And then over here, I think I'm going to put the Pool Party one. Right there. There we go. And of course, again, you could stamp flowers on the inside if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to leave it. Oh, come on. We got to stamp on it, right? We can't just leave it blank. That is no fun at all. Let's go ahead and stamp, get the dry side of my mat. And I am going to use our Granny Apple Green. No, I think I'm going to use Seafoam because the card base is Seafoam. And it'll be pretty close to the card base. But this time I'm just going to stamp the flowers. So let's just stamp those leaves right there. That's good. And then we'll just add some of the flowers on top of it. All right, so here's our flowers. Because it's inside, I don't want to die cut, but I could add them so they are sort of on the edge. I'm going to do the other two in Petal Pink as I almost go back into the pretty in pink. Lots of peas. There we go. Let's stick this down here. And we'll put this one over here. There we go. Just a little something on the inside. I think that looks pretty. I love this. I just think it is so very pretty. I like the other one. It's bold and fun. And I just think this one is soft and really pretty.
Very pretty.
Yep. It'd be like a good wedding card or something.
Could be Easter.
Could be an Easter card.
Happy Spring.
So there we go. Two totally different looking cards using that same sweet. Oh, we got to cut that. Do you see that? We got to trim that. That is just a mess. There. Oh. I think I don't have good scissors over here. So I'll try one more time and then be done. All right. And then we'll have to cut it. Get some better scissors.
With your better scissors.
Excuse me. All right.
One above the other.
Pardon me?
Okay.
Yeah. So there we go. Aren't those pretty? I'm curious which one you like better. Do you like the pastel-y one or do you like the bold, or maybe you just like both? I don't know. This I think can move down a little bit, but I think it's just perfect. All right, friends. So that is what I have for you. Another time I will show you the 3D embossing folder because that also is beautiful. So just a reminder, don't be like me and order just the dies. Order the whole bundle, if not the whole suite, because then you get everything you need to make everything you want. All right, friends, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. But until then, happy stamping.
Hey there, makers, gather round. It's time to spread that crafty sound. Paper, ink, stamps, and snips. We're rolling up our sleeves. Come get your tips from Fresh Eye.